Oh, g'day viewers. Well, I made it back to Brisbane. I ran out of battery about Dubbo. I've had to push it the rest of the way. Anyway, welcome to this week's episode of PB's Retro Restorations.
Geez, what an introduction that was. You're welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm PB, and in this video I'll be sharing the techniques that I use to restore or revitalise this one. It doesn't need so much restoring as just a refresh. Later I'll have a brief history of the casting, and be sure to stay to the end for the amazing reveal. Now let's get crack-a-lackin', as I like to say and I'm now required to say, on this little guy.
So nothing really wrong with this one, viewers. It's going to be pretty straightforward, and you know every time I say it's going to be pretty straightforward, it turns into a schmozzle. So let's see how we go, eh? I forgot to hit record when I started drilling it, viewers, sorry.
If this is your first time here, I'd like to say thank you for giving my channel a go. I've got hundreds of unique videos here for your viewing pleasure, in inverted commas. You can check them out via this link at the top of your screen, and as always, please consider subscribing. Thank you.
Suspension piece, look at the bow in that. It's like a seesaw. Interior with Doggo, an old mate. They of course all fold out like that. Glass is held in with a rivet, that's a little bit annoying. Oh, you...
I saw a fella on Facebook using these sanding sponges for doing the plastic window pieces, and he said that, you know, he doesn't even use polish on them anymore. And, you know, after my short-term experience with them, he's absolutely right. I'm sorry I can't remember who the fella was, but these are great. I'll put a link in the description where I got mine from eBay. I'm not sponsored by them, but if it makes it easy for you to find them, then that's a good thing, right? I've bulldog clipped that chassis piece down onto a bit of wood, and I've got my handy dandy hair dryer as provided by Mrs. PB, and I am heating it up to hopefully flatten it back into shape. As you'll see, it turns out I might have gone a little bit too hot on it, but that's okay, it still worked in the end. truly was some quality camera work, wasn't it, viewers? And this isn't much better, but when you can eventually see it, you'll see that the green I used is much darker than the original. It wasn't intentional. I didn't think it would come out that dark. But ironically, it's kind of close to the colour green that's actually on the original carton, and everyone's often had the discussion that, you know, you can have 10 different shades of green on a Lesney model. Depends on what day it was and what the weather was like, and who'd had a liquid lunch, and etc, etc. So I stuck with it, and I think it came out okay. Here's all our parts prior to me getting my hands on them. And here's all our magically refurbished parts ready to be put back together.
Distorted that hole a little bit, viewers.
Yeah, heating up that piece, I've stretched it a little bit and that it wouldn't slide over the hole, so I just got a little, you know, one of my smaller drill bits and just hand woozed it in the hole to make it a little bit bigger and a bit rounder so it would go back in, and that fixed the problem.
Here we go.
I got lucky here, viewers, and once I worked out the correct way to put the windscreen around, it does have an arrow on it, yes, I'm aware of that, it popped back on. I didn't have to glue it. Bingo. I had a similar effect with the front post when I did a little test fit of it, but once I put the base and everything in, I couldn't get it to click on. So I jiggled it a bit and fiddled with it a bit, and I did get it to snap on. But I also managed to put my fingerprint and some marks on the hood, so I gave it a bit of a polish and a little light sand to straighten it out again.
There we go.
Now for a bit of history, but first up, how lost is this American fire chief? It must have taken a wrong turn to end up at the Houses of Parliament, Governor. Anyway, the MG 1100 made its debut in the 1966 catalogue in green and stayed that way until 1970 when it was updated to superfast wheels and metallic blue paint. As usual with the changeovers at Lesney, a few leftover green ones escaped the factory with the new superfast chassis and wheels. The model's run came to an end in 1972 when it was replaced by the Slingshot dragster. Okay, here's my latest box or carton restoration. Looks pretty good. And have I got news for you viewers, especially Mike from Mike's Mods and Customs, and Graham. I know you've both been waiting for it for a while, but after several failed attempts, I've almost finished my instructional video on the cartons. And if it hasn't come out before this one comes out, it will be coming out shortly after this one comes out, so stay tuned. I'll also throw in while I'm here that if it has come out, I will put a card link up in the top corner of your screen. If it's there, it's out. If it's not, it's not, but it will be soon. And it's a long video, viewers. It's, at this stage, it's almost an hour. That's just what it is. Hopefully you'll get something from it.
I think I made the box too big this time, viewers, but anyway.
Just like that, as if by magic with no grief whatsoever, any stage, we are done. Hooray! Alright, back to the start with my die-cast fair find Matchbox MG1100 in really fantastic shape. Not an awful lot wrong with this. Some would argue that it was probably better left original, and you're probably right, but they're not a particularly hard to find piece, and I like to have a bit of fun and like to do a couple of simpler ones from time to time, so this is one of those. Just a basic refresh of paint and a polish, and anyway, I'm gibbering now, so we'll cut to the chase. This is what we started with, and this is what we're left with now. Ta-da! Looking $1,000,000 now, albeit a little bit darker green, but I like it. All the chrome base and everything, the brightwork's looking nicer, the wheels are looking fresher. Doggo looks like he's loving life. And on the whole, a pretty, like I said, pretty basic. It's more of a refreshment than a restoration, this one, but I'll tell you what, I've got one coming up in a couple of weeks, which I will call a proper restoration. There's a carrot dangle for you, viewers. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little easy restoration. Thanks for watching to the end. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, check out some of my other videos. Please consider subscribing and don't forget to click the bell for alerts. That way you too can be swept away to a world of PB magic every time a new video rears its misshapen head. Have a great weekend, a safe weekend, and I hope to see you all next time here on PB's Retro Restorations. Bye!
Retro restorations. Okay, great, let's go.